Hey guys, today we'll be talking about bearings and distances. Now we'll define bearing as a direction traveled between 2 points. Alright, so bearing talks about direction, while we'll define distance as the length of space between 2 points. So when we talk about bearings, we mean direction, and when we talk about distance, we mean the length, alright, the amount of space between two particular points. Now in order for us to save time, I already prepared a diagram here of a student, an SS2 student, Melina, trekking from Market Square, which I labeled as point M, to Ring Road on a bearing of 070 degree. I will explain to you later on what the 070 degree means. Alright, now see this. We have the student Melina trekking from point M to point R. Okay, now the direction, this is her bearing 070 degree, which is her direction from the north axis, alright, from the north pole. Remember your cardinal point: north, east, west, south. Okay, so the direction from the north to the line connecting point M and point R is her bearing. Okay, so the angle from the north pole to the line connecting point M and point R is our bearing, so it shows you our direction. While the distance between, while the length of this line M R is what our direction. Okay, so I'll take that again. This is our bearing, showing you our direction, while the length of this line shows you the distance. Okay, now we have two common bearing notations. We have the compass bearing, and we have the three-figure bearing. Now, the compass bearing, of course, you've seen a compass before. Now, you have the four cardinal points there. You have your north, east, west, south. Now, in the compass bearing, we measure angles either from the north or from the south, okay, depending on which one is nearer. Now, for instance, if I want to represent Melina's journey from Market Square to Ring Road, I would represent it in this way using the compass bearing. I'll start from the north pole, okay, and I'll say she travels on a bearing of, instead of 070 degree, I'll write mhm, mm, and that line is not straight. Then I'll have something like this. Okay, so this will be on a bearing of north 70 degree east. Okay, so this is the compass bearing. Okay, now the same thing as the diagram is saw before, but this, we're using the compass bearing. So this is not 70 degree east. We started from the north axis, and then we moved 70 degree in the clockwise direction. Okay, so if I have another, let's try and present south 30 degree east. Okay, so from here I'll move from the south pole, okay, towards the east direction, Okay, so I'll sketch an angle of 30 degree. Okay, so now this is south 70 degree east. Okay, now if I want to draw a bearing of south um, 80 degree west, the same thing. I'll start from the south pole and then move towards the west axis. Okay, so 80 degree. So I'll sketch 80 degree. So this should be south 80 degrees um, west. Okay, so now this is how we represent compass bearing. Okay, now there's another type of bearing which we call a three-figure bearing. Okay, now what we do in the three-figure bearing is that we measure from the north, right, in a clockwise direction. Remember that the cardinal point here divides this into four quadrants, okay, of 90 degree each. Okay, so we have that the whole of this is 360 degree. Okay, so we'll start from the north in our three-figure bearing. We'll start from the north pole, okay, and move in the clockwise direction. Okay, so our east is 90 degree. From north to east is 90 degree. From east to south is another 90 degree. So it means that from north to south it's what 180 degree. Okay, so the west here is 270 degree. Okay, so we present our north with what 0 degree. Now, for instance, if I want to say a bearing of 70 degree will be, we'll start from the north, then we'll sketch 70 degree. Mm, so this is the north. This is our 70 degree. So we have something like this. Okay. So this is a bearing of 070 degree. Okay. Now let's say we have another bearing of 315 degree. How do we do that? Now, of course, we know that from the north to the east is 90, and this is 180, this is 270. Now, 315 minus 270 will give us 45 degrees. So we just have to sketch 45 degrees from the west. So that should be at the mid. Yeah. Okay. So this is a bearing of 315 degree. Now, when using the three-figure bearing, it's wrong for you to write the bearing in two digits, using two digits or a digit, a single digit. Okay, so it must be three digits. That's why we call it a three-figure bearing. So a bearing of 7 degrees should be represented as 007. Okay, a bearing of 90 degrees should be presented as 090 degree. Okay, now that is our um three-figure bearing. Now I'll be telling you about back bearing. Let's talk about back bearing. Now let's go back to this diagram. Mm, Melina moves from point M to point R on a bearing of 070 degree. Of course, you know that's a three-figure bearing. Now, there are two things you should watch out for when representing or drawing a diagram. Now, look at the word from. The word from tells you the starting point. Okay, so if I say Melina um, treks to Ring Road from Market Square, it means that she started from Market Square, right? Now, if I now ask you, what is the bearing of Market Square from Ring Road? Okay, so that's what we mean by back bearing. Okay, now of course we know that the bearing of Ring Road from Market Square is 070 degree, which was seen in the diagram here. Now, if you are asked what is the bearing, or at what bearing is Harriet would the return journey take? So from Ring Road to Market Square, what is the bearing? Now that's what we mean by what the back bearing. Now there are two ways in which we can do this using the diagram. So it means that remember I told you you start from the north, or starting from the north now. Then we are going to draw an angle from the North Pole to meet the line connecting Market Square and Ring Road. Right. So this is it. This is the bearing. Now how do we know? How do we find this? Of course we know that from here to here is 180 degree. Look at the diagram. From this to this point, from the north to the south is what 180 degree. Now how do we get the angle from the South Pole um, to this line? Now remember that these cardinal points are parallel to each other, and this angle is alternate to this. So it means that here we have 70 degree here. Okay. So it means that from the south to this line, joining M and R is what 70 degree. Then we also remember from the north to the south is 180 degrees. So the bearing of arrow arrow from of Market Square from Ring Road, that is of M from arrow, will be 180 plus 70 degree, which gives us 250 degrees. Okay, so let's take it one more time. Now we for us to get the bearing of Market Square from Ring Road. So it means that from Ring Road, at what angle we should turn to what get to Market Square. Now we draw an angle starting from the north pole, okay, to touch the line connecting point M and point R. Okay, so it's here. Of course, we know that from here to here is 180 degree. From here to here is 70 degree, which is what alternate angles. Now, 180 plus 70 gives us what? 250. So it means that the bearing of M from R is what? 250 degree, while the bearing of R from M is 70 degree. All right. Now, I told you that there is a simpler way for us to do this. There is a simpler way. Now, I gave you your note. I said when the given angle is lesser than 180 degree, then the back bearing will be equal to the given angle plus 180 degree. Okay, so it means that remember that um, the bearing of R from M is 70 degree. So it means that the bearing of M from R will be 180 plus oh sorry will be 70 degree plus 180 degrees, which gives us 250 degrees. Okay, remember I told you that when the given angle is lesser than 180 degree, then the back bearing is equal to the given angle plus 180 degree. All right. But when the given angle is greater than 180 degree, then the back bearing will be it will be the given angle minus 180 degree. Of course, we've already calculated that the bearing of arrow of M from R is 250 degree. So as we want to get the bearing of assume we don't have the bearing of um, R from M, I want to get it. Of course, we know that this is 250 degrees. Okay, we don't have this. So how do we find this? Now, since the given angle here is greater than 180 degree, we'll subtract 180 degree from this. So we'll say the bearing of M from R will be 250 degree minus 180 degrees, which gives us 70 degree. Okay. All right, guys. In the next video, I'll be showing you how to solve problems on bearings and distances. Okay. All right.